So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this session on emerging technologies. My name is Arantxa Sanchez. I work at UNCTAD. And while normally people here around the scene knows me more for my work on national trade facilitation committees, I recently worked on the development of a course on the use of blockchain for trade facilitation. And this is why my colleagues consider I should be here moderating this panel today. This initiative on the course of blockchain it's an initiative from all the regional commissions of the UN. They are doing the different regional commissions several pilots in the different regions, and in UNCTAD we took care of the training, the development of capacity building regarding this topic. We launched the course at the beginning of the year, and 1,000 people from over 120 different countries join us. And we will organize other editions, so I put a little flyer at the corner so that you can register if you are interested at some point. But enough about me. It's a little bit too much. Enough of... Hello? Yes. Hello? Yes. So enough about me. My intention with this session, in comparison with other sessions that you might have attended, is that it's a concrete session, that we are going to show 3 very concrete solutions using emerging technologies. And I advocated for having just 3 panelists to give them exactly enough time to present those to you, and hopefully to open the floor for many questions. So without further delay, I'm going to introduce you to our first panelist, Cristina Martin. Cristina Martin is a chemical engineer with an executive MBA. But more than that, she has a long history of being a freight forwarder. And from that experience, she went into creating a startup that uses blockchain technology to connect all stakeholders along supply chain corridors. So thank you very much, Cristina, for being here. The floor is yours.
So thank you so much, Arantxa, and thank you, UNCTAD, for building this forum that is amazing, and to have the chance to present UNCTAD. As you have said right now, I have been working in logistics for more than 23 years, and 6 years ago, I decided to go to the dark side of technology. So I will try to show you our work in building digital corridors that, by the way, has been awarded by this forum like a good initiative in enterprise. No? So to be in the same step, which is the main problem? The main problem is that there are many stakeholders in supply chain. Private stakeholders like freight forwarders, customs broker, importers, exporters, warehouse, airlines, ocean companies, but also public stakeholders like customs authorities, sanitary authorities, and those one has its own system, as we have seen during this session, with single windows, with a particular initiative, but the initiative do not connect in between each other. So the coordination is almost done paper-based with tons of emails and, well, using different solutions, no? So we decided by using technology, blockchain and artificial intelligence, well, let's say develop a tool to connect and interoperate the different solutions, no? The technology works. Now the challenge was to build a digital corridor that efficient this process in a daily basis, no? By using the traceability, the transparency, and the automatization of this technology, no? So not only we put this traceability, but also by using artificial intelligence, we can suggest the statistic code, detect anomalies, extract data from documents, and I'm going to show you in real time. So we built a platform to connect those stakeholders, but with 6 principles that are super different of other softwares. First of all, we are neutral. We do not force nobody to use ocean company, custom broker, whatever. Anyone can select which are the partners that they are going to use. Also, we are interoperative with their actual systems. Nobody needs to change nothing. And the data governance is in hands of our customers. That means that they decide which data to share and with whom. I'm going to show you right now with a real example. And the platform is global. The only requirement is having internet, and we are multimodal. So the digital corridors can, let's say, mix different ways of transport. The neutrality is a must, but the challenge is how we are going to make possible different stakeholders to collaborate. And our result of a big research is that we need to build win-win relationships in between everybody. Because nobody is going to use technology just because it's trendy. They are going to use technology because they have reliable data governance, security in sharing the data, all those things, no? So the digital corridor makes it possible. And, well, let's see how it works. So now I'm going to change into how it looks like a digital corridor. Let's pray for the image to come. I will try. No, I think it's working. Yes, okay. It's working. So this is a real digital corridor that we have built in between Latin America, Peru, in Lima, and Madrid. Okay, you can see in Lima that we have connected different stakeholders. SUNAT authorities, the customs authorities from Peru, the origin freight forwarder, Hellman, the warehouse, free aéreo that prepare the goods, also the handling facilitates, that is HCC, the airline, LATAM Cargo, and in Madrid we connect the customs authorities, the sanitary authorities, the consignee of the goods, and also the warehouse that receive the shipment. No? And we have here some observers that for us is also important because I think that associations are key. This digital corridor must be supported by neutral entities that somehow helps everybody to be more digital, but with the security that nobody is going to see any data or whatever. So how it works. One is the stakeholders that build the template and connect the different people. To connect the people, we only need one email address. And also, another important thing is that we have developed different lines of connections so that we can adapt to the grade of digitalization that the company has. No? So to sum up, everybody makes it works. No? So, for example, they upload invoice, packet list, customs documents, whatever, in the meantime that they are doing the shipment. No? The platform notifies in real time to all the stakeholders that has the right and permissions to see it, because remember that I told you that the one who builds the template decides which data to share and with whom, and any one of the stakeholders that is connected also decide which are the data that they want to share. No? So you have the access, for example, to the, let's see, a document, because here is the first, let's say, mix of technologies. So you have, for one part, the access to the real document. For example, this is the phytosanitary document issued by the Peru authorities. And also you have the hash of this document that assures you which was the one who uploaded the document, if there are any other version or not. So you have the reliable data. And also you have the data from the beginning. That is, no intermediary uploads the data. That is a bad quality data. No? And in the same thing, you can upload photos, videos, any kind of evidence that helps the other stakeholders to make the shipment possible. This is a digital corridor. Also, inside the platform, you can decide, as I told you, the different permissions that the different stakeholder has in a different levels. First of all, which are the stakeholders or the users that are going to use the digital corridor with the different levels of permission. If they can see each other or not, that perhaps they do not want to see that you are working with two companies different, to invite third parties, because most of the times you, let's say, ask a forwarder to send the shipment, but this subcontracts a third party. And nowadays you are blind. You have no data about that. You can give them the access to invite third parties, or even to create events. For example, let me know when the goods has been cleared, or let me know if the vessel has been delayed, without having to do it manually, or just by phoning, or just by entering in internet to make the tracking of the shipment, no? And inside the platform, the different users can talk in between each other. So imagine the possibilities that for example, in between authorities, they can talk directly for one shipment in one real case. Or even if something happens, for example, to invite the insurance company. So this is a real digital corridor, and I want you now to see how easy or difficult it is to build a digital corridor. So for that, I'm going to change into the sandbox, because we have two kind of environments. We have the production environment and the sandbox. The sandbox has two main reasons for being. First of all, people need to learn to use technology, because in our companies, people are not very technological, because they are used to make the daily works, and they are not almost engineers. So in the sandbox, they can test with past shipments, they can try the tool and see how it works. So imagine that we want to create a digital corridor from zero. Of course, you can create a digital corridor using templates that you already have. But imagine that you want to invite a supplier, origin forwarder with a pickup address, and also, let's say, a buyer with a destination, and also, well, I'm going to show you how it works, that role, that you can personalize by your own. For example, imagine that you want to invite to an insurance company to make the policy. So you can create the resource by your own. Even you can create more fields. If you need more data, you can connect the dots, whatever. And now, how difficult it is to upload a file in blockchain? So it's so easy that you select which is the file that you are going to upload, for example, an invoice, put a name, select from your computer the file that you are going to upload, and just save it. All the blockchain side is done on the back. So nobody needs to be an expert in blockchain to see that. And as I saw you before in the past shipment, you have the access to see the invoice that has been uploaded. Of course, we can upload and make electronic document also, okay? But to be quick. And also you can check in the blockchain that we have already uploaded 30 seconds ago, okay, this file, and we create the block. So it's easy to use. All the stakeholders that has the permission and right to receive this document and to see this document has received an instant notification from the platform in real time. We avoid the emails that we send to let them know that the docs are ready, the ship has arrived, all those things. And also you can extract all the info by using artificial intelligence. And last but not least, but I want also you to show that the notifications can be adapted. Not all the companies has a super powerful software, for example, SAP or CargoWise or those software. So you can receive those notifications by the platform, by the email, by the browser, or even by an API into your system. And you can create events directly from the system, from the platform, and also from other systems that you have in your company. So as you can see, it's a completely dynamic tool that by using blockchain and artificial intelligence create digital corridors in a super easy way. Building a digital corridor is like I show you 10 minutes. The only requirement, having internet and email to connect participants. And in the last 10 seconds, I will encourage you to open digital corridors and to test the technology. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina, for showing us your tool and giving us the hope that even for all of us who are not nerds of technology, there is the tool out there that could be accessible to anyone. I'm very happy to present to you to our next speaker, Engineer Khalil Al-Marzouki. He's the Director of Development and Strategic Planning Division at the UAE Customs in Abu Dhabi. Khalil is a member of the Trade Facilitation Committee in Abu Dhabi, responsible for leading strategic initiatives and programs in Abu Dhabi Customs related to digitalization, security, revenue management, and trade facilitation, including innovative solutions, process excellence, excellency, and customs foresight. And today he's going to talk about artificial intelligence that is being used for a customs smart HS classification system. So the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our warm regards from UAE Customs. This is Khalid Marzouki. I'm Director of the Strategy and Project Management Office in Abu Dhabi Customs. And thanks to my panelist, Christina, for the fruitful presentation where she tackled a lot of important area for the blockchain. Today, we will elaborate and we will talk about one of the tools which Abu Dhabi Customs developed it and released and launched 2 years back for the smart classification tool. But before that, before we go to the tool itself, Abu Dhabi Customs worked heavily in the transformation, especially in the technology itself. And they adopted a lot of technologies powered by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and so many disruptive latest edge technology. Where we see there is a lot of big and huge need in the border that to bring that type of technology. Where we see there is a technology before the border where you should have it, where we identified all the tools where we need it before the border. When you talk about all of your services, automate all of your services, paperless all of your documents, where in UAE and Abu Dhabi Customs that we don't have any paper, and we have all of our service in the platform with Atlab and the support of UNCTAD gateway to automate all of the services, as well as other government platform. Here where we could guide the traders that to move on in the right track when he will just register to bring his goods through the border. And when you come to the border itself, you need to make sure that you have a right coordinated border management, where in UAE and Abu Dhabi especially in the support of our stakeholders, that we have a right coordinated border management to get all the approval in that sense, as well as you have latest technology in the X-ray machines and other technology. And after the border, what technology you have for the post-audit and other tools. Especially in UAE, we've been directed from our leadership that to utilize the AI in all of our technology. Why we need the AI? AI is so important that especially for the customs and for the trade, because as you know that we have millions of transactions, we have millions of data going in the blockchain, as just my colleague she just mentioned. So we need to make sure that we have a right data there analyzed in order to make sure that the goods going in the right flow in the border without stopping, and to be as invisible as a government to the traders. So if we go if we talk a little bit about the AI itself and why we are focusing a lot on the AI, if you go with the one of the example, you know about the ChatGPT. ChatGPT in 1 year only, it's been 1,000 times been increased the data analyzing from 170 billion data being reading from the different sources in 1 year increased to 170 trillion. What does it mean? That the data and the AI has been really change the way of even you utilize your technologies. In that sense, in Abu Dhabi Customs especially, we work to focus in developing different systems in order to you give to the traders better and useful tools. So today I will just mention one of the tools where we developed it about the smart classification tool. So we will go through one video we have here. Then, if you allow me, we'll go through the demo itself. So if you allow me, we'll go through the video now.
Introducing Smart HS Classification Tool, the advanced solution that's driven by AI. The tool provides a multilingual platform that's easy to use. Products are classified according to their commercial description. The search supports GTIN codes and Chemical Abstract Service Registry number, in addition to recognizing brands. The tool comes with the capability to identify prohibited and restricted goods, learns from new data, understands commercial terminology. The tool provides a unified system for all customs details, superior quality data and statistics, and accurate classification of products. Smart HS Classification Tool from Abu Dhabi Customs, an advanced search engine powered by AI.
So, why we choose to develop that system? In our survey with the customer and the private sector, we saw there is a lot of needs of the Sorry. Sorry, this is a break. So. Okay. So going back to the topic, after the break, you need a break, right? In the different sessions, yeah, you need to smile. So why we developed that system? We look at the inquiry from the traders that we have different inquiry of the classification. That different broker, they ask us what's the classification of that product, of that goods. We have like hundreds inquiry coming to our customs authority, and they reply some the inquiry in 1 day, some of them in 1 hour. So it depends in the case itself. So then we thought, yes, let's come and develop some tool. As you know that we have 98 chapters. You have more than 1,200. We have, with the 6-digit code, we have around 5,300. But in UAE, we have 8-digit, which comes more than 5,300. That's why we need something will benefit the trade. So we developed that system. I will not talk about how we developed it and all the slides here, but I will go directly to the demo where we could put some of the different description where we see that how we can utilize that tool. Okay, so here you go to the platform. So you just type, for example, honey. So when you press that you want to import honey, it's gonna show you that it's restricted by ADFSA. This is one of the OGA authority that we have in UAE, Abu Dhabi Agriculture Food Safety Authority, and it gives you the 6-digit as well as it gives you the 8-digit in UAE, and give you the probability. It is 88.35 that it is the honey with that HS code. So if you go one more step, it's going to give you exactly what the percentage you have to pay for the duty itself on that product. Okay, let's go. For example, if you want to type any specific brand like Samsung, Apple, whatever. Let's try on that phone. It's going to give you as well as the probability and the HS code. If you press on it, it's going to give you that, for example, is exempted, is with 0 custom duties. So one of the challenge here we see it that in the customs and for the trader, the cast number. The cast number usually it is a challenge that to link with the HS code. So that one of the area we focus on that smart AI tool that to identify even the cast code. So here you just put the 4 or 5 digit and gonna give you exactly that is restricted by which entity, as well as the probability is only 1 HS code for that one. Here, in case of we have like that picture, the damaged box, you have only description. So you could just put the description itself. You press on it, within 2 to 3 seconds, gonna show you exactly the probability with 68% that the air conditioning machine with the 6 digit in the beginning and the 8 digit underneath. Here, the other sample of that, for example, medicine. So if you just press on it, it's gonna show you it is restricted by Ministry of Health and the probability 91%. The last one, when you go, if you have like any barcode in any product, it's gonna show you, as well as we mentioned earlier, that which HS code is related, which is 99.9. So this is our one of the tool and one of the experience where we went through our journey in the transformation customs journey that we thought to share it with everyone here in Barbados. And we really appreciate everyone who's there in the room. But we emphasize that we need to bring latest edge technology. We need to really to utilize our data. Custom it works with many of different data. So we always emphasize that to utilize that data in order to make sure that you have easy flow of the goods with your traders in the border. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Al-Mazurki, for this presentation and for keeping it very tangible. Once again, this is really what I was looking forward, and it's an inspiration. And I know how difficult it is for Abu Dhabi Customs to talk just about one thing, because they are doing so many different things in digitalization and innovation. So thank you very much. I take this opportunity now to move to the third speaker before opening the floor for questions and comments. We will talk with Rommel Edwards. Mr. Rommel Edwards is the manager of Barbados Port Inc. Digital Innovation and Development Department, the department that is responsible for the development and maintenance of the port community system and the maritime single window. And this is exactly what he's going to talk about today, the newest port management system that they have developed. Welcome, Mr. Edwards. Thank you very much.
And thank you for having me. Thank you to my fellow panelists. Thank you for everyone for attending this session. Even though we're going to talk about technology, we'll try not to sound like a pack of nerds up here. So first, let me just introduce you all to the Port of Bridgetown. So Barbados Port Inc. is the entity that manages the Port of Bridgetown. And the Port of Bridgetown, we're a very small multi-purpose port. So cruise and cargo share the same space. And you might imagine then that this creates the potential for a bottleneck. And it also creates a single point of failure. And this is a lesson we learned not too very long ago. So during COVID, we had to shut down. And again, that crippled the country for a bit. And then there was a volcanic eruption, which was in our neighboring sister state. So St. Vincent, they had a volcanic eruption, and that also caused us to shut down. So having learned these lessons, we embarked on the journey to build a port community system. Now, we aren't the first place in the region that has a port community system, but we are the first one to actually go ahead and build one. Now, we went about this and we decided that we would use all of the available technologies that were there. So the first thing we did was to build it in the cloud. It is completely cloud hosted. Now, I must say that this is an ongoing project. We started about mid last year and we are slated to be completed at the end of this year. Now, moving this to the cloud, it gives us the advantage of no geographical constraints. So this can be used anywhere in the world and no business hour constraints. So you can use it at any time, and we've had people using this at all hours around the clock. Now, one of the components that we want to highlight is our cargo tracking system, and this leverages both a branch of AI, which is computer vision. So this is pretty much object recognition, so we can recognize various assets such as containers, pieces of cargo, or even like port equipment, trucks as they enter and leave. So this gives us now a very high level and also a very granular view of what is going on with your cargo. So we can track every aspect of cargo from its journey off the vessel all the way to delivery to the consignee. And this is driven, again, not only by computer vision, but also by the Internet of Things. So we use a lot of IoT, there are a lot of AI-enabled cameras, we have sensors. So we can track cargo all the way. We have a very concise and very granular journey of that cargo. It also is accessible by law enforcement. So if we have law enforcement partners that log in, they can actually trace and track this cargo as well. And they have a much more detailed view. And since implementing this, we've actually had a record number of interdictions within the Port of Bridgetown, higher number than we've ever seen before. A major component of our port community system is our maritime single window. And again, as I mentioned, we are putting things in the cloud. It's an ongoing process. So you can access this. You will see this loading screen. That's going to go away very soon, I promise you. But we have this maritime single window, and it fulfills our obligations to the IMO. So you may or may not know, but the IMO has mandated that all member states have an operational maritime single window. That was from January this year. What you're seeing is some of the cybersecurity we've built into the maritime single window. So this is two-factor of authentication. We have a very wide stakeholder base as well. So what you'll see on your screen shortly is a long list of people that interact with our port community system. And this is either in the maritime single window, it could be in the cargo tracking platform. This is all over. So this is a long list of people that interact with our single window. One of the things that we also did, so we interact with the Lloyd's Vessel Registry. So the Lloyd's Vessel Registry, you may or may not know, is the world's oldest. It's about 300 years. And to put that into context, that is just as old as our rum. So now you understand. Right? So the thing is about interacting with the Lloyd's Vessel Registry is that we have information on vessels even if they have never come to Barbados before. So we know if you've had any incidents. We know there are a lot of things that we know about you. We also use AIS, and we tie that with geographical information systems. And what this does is give us a real-time position of vessels, and it also allows us then to incorporate things like just-in-time arrivals. So that is another aspect to this maritime single window. One of the main engines of the single window is to effect electronic vessel clearance. So we move away completely from paper-based systems, and we have fulfilled our mandate to the IMO. I must also tell you that we have brought the FAL Convention into law. So in Barbados, we actually have, the FAL Convention is now law. It is called the Facilitation of International Maritime Traffic Act, and we've brought that into law. So that was an effort that was done in parallel with building these systems. So now it is mandatory to use our maritime single window. And two of the things that we will highlight here, so we have the passenger declaration. We do have a dangerous goods declaration. And one thing here, we have often received cargo that was not properly documented and it turned out to be hazardous. So we have since leveraged AI to identify hazardous cargo or even potentially hazardous cargo. So even if it is not properly documented, the AI will help us with that. The other way we use AI as well is to intelligently disseminate the information, depending on the nature of that information, to the various entities. So we don't have a user sitting down saying, okay, this belongs to customs, this belongs to the port, this belongs to immigration. That is all done completely automatically. And the various clearing agencies, once they view this data, then you will see shortly, they go on the screen where they give their consensus, and this could be whether the vessel is allowed to enter, whether it is allowed to enter but under condition, and this is where you'll be issued a provisional certificate of clearance. If there are no problems, you have a final certificate of clearance. And as you will see shortly, this certificate is issued electronically. There's no paper at all. And we leverage blockchain technology as well. So what this allows us to do is to issue a certificate that is immediately verifiable. So you can tell, if this certificate is authentic. We don't want a situation where a vessel enters our territorial waters under false documentation. As I would have mentioned earlier, we are potentially single point of failure. So any vessel that enters under false documentation, there's an event, again, that has the potential to cripple the entire country. So we leverage blockchain technology for all the certificates and for pretty much every document that's issued within the port community system. And finally, so again, we collect volumes of information. And eventually, this becomes, a daunting task for any user to understand. So another aspect that we use is data analysis and data visualization. And this is where we take all of that data and we turn it into something meaningful, something actionable. And what you're seeing here is various dashboards for various components of the port community system. And then those smaller dashboards, they feed into a larger dashboard, which you will see shortly, a PCS Insights dashboard. And that provides a complete executive overview of all of the necessary port operations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I stood within my 10 minutes.
Right. It's 8, so.
Thank you very much.
That was very impressive. Thank you very much, because it took us through a journey into all the different aspects of your tool in a grateful way, and it's for me, it's an inspiration. When you were saying that that you build the system, but then you change the law also, you make the fall part of the law. I was wondering, I'm pretty sure changing the law took longer than building the system, which is what usually happens, right, in our different governments. But what I've noticed in all the sessions I've been attending is that the moderators get curious about the presentations and ask a lot of questions, and then there is no questions for the public. I have a bunch of questions, but I'm not going to say anything, and I'm going to give directly the floor to you guys. And I see already a gentleman who's like, me, please. So please, with the gentleman over there, and then we have another one here, very enthusiastic. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, panel. I am from Customs. Actually, I'm the Comptroller of Customs from Barbados. And, okay. Right.
Sounds like a question for me.
So let me say that, let me say thanks for the panel for really a revelation and where we're supposed to go in the clearance of goods. I partner very much with Mr. Edwards and the Barbados Port Inc. We work closely together, and we are actually synchronizing data with Customs and Port Authority to ensure that we can have a clearance system that fulfills the trade facilitation mandate. So thank you, Mr. Edwards, and I look forward to be partnering with you in the Maritime Single Window. I know we have a training session set up to work with you. Yes. But my question is mainly for Mr. Marzuki. I hope I'm calling your name correctly. And you spoke about the AI in the classification process. So the issue would be, I think you said that the AI operates at 6-digit figure for the classification of goods. That's what you said? Or?
It is 8.
6?
8.
8, right.
Yeah.
We in Barbados, we operate at 10. We use the 10-digit classification figures. So in looking at your AI, and let me say that I'm very interested in it, and we have to have a further discussion. Can your system be now moved to the 10-digit figure? And I know that there are other countries that use 10, and I think they know one or two who use 11. So
Yes.
is it flexible enough to accommodate that transition from the 8 to the 10?
Yes. Yes.
And then the other thing would be, can it be used, under the trade facilitation agreement? We are talking about advanced rulings, right? And can it be used in that sense? And then you're talking about, can it be expanded to use in valuation circumstances? And but most of all, when you talk about AI and classification, does it satisfy the conditions that you will get in the explanatory notes, the WCO explanatory notes, that persons will often go to verify a classification? Now, if it can satisfy all of those conditions, I tell you,
Yes.
you have a tool that I think is universal. So when you answer those questions, then the next question is it for sale?
Thank you very much for all of these questions. Yes, going back to the first questions, yes, the tool is supporting more than 8 digits, and Abu Dhabi now and UAE is working with the GCC to go to the 12 digits. So we are in the process now to get the tools even ready for the 12 digit, because in UAE and GCC now 8 digit, and we are moving very soon to the 12 digit. So for your first question, yes, is supporting more than 8 digits. Going back to other questions, this classification tools based on WCO data model for classification, and even maybe I didn't show it there. If you go in the description, you will see the WCO description there and that classification for the HS code. You will see exactly all the details. Going back also to other area you just touched base on it, that about the advanced ruling. Actually, we have so many other systems, but because of the time, we just presented here one system. Yes, we have advanced ruling system also there in Abu Dhabi Customs, as well as we are now developing the evaluation system. But also it is we are working with the federal level as well there to develop that system. But the advanced ruling now we have it as well there in Abu Dhabi Customs and other systems. Here in the classification, you could get some of the information, but when you talk about the advanced ruling in particular, there is other service. It's called advanced ruling service in Abu Dhabi Customs. So I don't know, Ibrahim, if you want to add one more. Mike.
We have also a question here for the gentleman in
Just to provide
color.
No, he want to answer.
Okay.
Yes, Aranja, just to add some clarifications. Should I say the price? Or?
تفضل.
Actually, yes. As Engineer Khalid mentioned, we are following the GCC is the Gulf countries, Council countries. So it's unified customs nomenclature. So we are moving to 12 digits. So it's a project. And it's aligned with the WCO, as you know, that's a convention, international convention. And as Engineer Khalid mentioned, so the advanced ruling is another service. It's another, let's say, process. And we have it embedded in the our services, digital services, because our services are fully digital and available in the single window, trade single window, ATLP, Advanced Trade Logistics Platform, and the government, e-government platform as well. And just to, for the explanatory notes, is already embedded on this artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
yes. So maybe we didn't have the chance to show all the features, but it's embedded already. So you can see the explanatory notes, you can navigate the features on the tool. But the tool is not for sale, so it's no, it's not for sale. So we can share our experience with you. We can help you. We can give you support if there is a need. Yes, yes. We are government and non-profit
Yes, we have it.
entity, non-profit entity. So we are here just to share our experience and to support and to be open for any cooperation.
Yes.
So this is how it is.
Yes, and already we are working also in the to put and develop that to integrate that to the TIP, Trade Information Portal, where it's already developed by UNCTAD Gateway, and they are working with us on that sense as well. So please, if you want anything, our colleagues there also.
And just for the valuation, Engineer Khalid, the valuation is something else. So it's different database. So that's why we developed separately the tool for the valuation. So the data for this one, and again, this tool is for for consultation, it's for indication purposes to help the customer and to the employees, not as an advanced ruling, which is compulsory for the administration and the operator.
But if this is open in the internet, and it's based on the WCO data model, many of the information that you have, you can use no matter where you are, right? Like if to really say, honey, what is the code? Can you give me? Anyone could use it. So it's kind of a contribution to the world that Abu Dhabi is doing.
Maybe the customization done on this one because it's built on the historical data of Abu Dhabi Customs Clearance System, so it reads from there, and it's built with the machine learning. So we gave the probabilities how it is, what it was declared before, and it helps the customer who wants to export to UAE or to import or export or import to UAE. So thank you.
Thank you. All these applications require that feeding constantly, frequently with different data. How to achieve that the different users, different offices, different stakeholders continue feeding the information, because maybe one office doesn't feel or data change, and it is a challenge to continue that the different people from different office is to find. What is the key success recommendation for achieve that? Ms. Martin or Mrs. Marzoki, whatever, because it are different applications, but all require data loading.
In our case, the tool is completely dynamic, so only by one of the stakeholders that is using these digital corridors, we have a better situation that we have now. That is everybody sharing information by email or by phone or whatever. So even if only one of the stakeholders use the platform, the situation is better. And also, we have only one version of the platform, so that all the developments that we put on top, all the new functionalities, everything is available for everybody at the same time. So, so that we skip the actualizations to the different stakeholders to explain how it works or maintain different modules, no? And also, the use of the tool has different, let's say, digitalization levels. You can use only by having internet and from your tablet or your phone. You can connect to your system by an API so that the system is completely transparent. You can use by the platform, so we adapt to the different possibilities that the user may need.
Hello, my name is Jorge Duran. I am the Secretary for the Inter-American Committee on Ports of the Organization of American States. Congratulations to all three panelists for your presentation and the moderator as well. Very interesting. We assisted Barbados with what Rommel has shown you, so I'm intimately familiar with that platform. And in fact, let me tell you something Rommel didn't tell you, but because they developed it themselves and they wrote the code and they did it, they are able to offer it to other interested people and nations, and because it's hosted in the cloud, so Belize will become the first customer of the Barbados Maritime Single Window, and which as Mr. Edwards said, it was specifically developed for a small Caribbean multi-purpose port. So, congratulations. My question really is for Christina. And one of the things that we at OAS have found is that everybody's doing their own platform. There's no interoperability between those platforms. And it's very hard for me to be able to convey my data to you unless. So Christina, does your platform do that? Does your platform help interoperability and have engineers, Hannah Marzuki and Robert Edwards, talk to each other through your platform? Is that what I understood? Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Our vision is to make the interoperability possible in between different single windows, different platforms, different solutions, because at the end, in the world, there will be different platforms for everything, for tracking, for AI, for customs, for everything. And is the final customer the ones who needs to make the mix of what are the solutions that they want to use. So in our case, we have an API completely open and standard with all our data model that is based in UNCTAD data model, so that the semantic of the data is super clear. And everybody can, in this template, see which is the data, if, for example, is a delivery date. For the exporter, the delivery date is when they put their goods to the freight forwarder, not to pick up. But for example, for the ocean company, the delivery date is when the vessel arrived to the destination. So in the template, we are capable to see which are exactly these data to make the interoperability with other systems. So that's how we have managed to do that.
Yes. My question, thank you to all of the panelists for sharing your technologies with us. My question is for Christina. Who owns and maintains the data on your platform?
Nowadays, this is a private initiative that is doing by my own, with my own resources. We have avoided to have industrial, let's say, shareholders so that we can keep it neutral. But it can be used as a white label for authorities, countries, and also these digital corridors can be supported by associations, by, let's say, any of the stakeholders of the chain. So now it's in the cloud. Also, we use IPFS, Interplanetary File System, so that we not only have all the data in one cloud, we split the data in several pieces and split in different clouds so that we can be pretty sure that nobody, even the clouds, has the full set of data.
So I would like to thank